thought I'd make this video for anyone that may ever get a message pop up that says service deaf C dealer. When you first get a message like that, sometimes it could be your this deaf is claw, the deaf injector. And what you want to do is, if you can come down and look at it, examine it, and if you look at that, you'll see some crystallizations are all inside of here, or sometimes it'll be around here. Sometimes it can crystallize around, and so you want to start here. And what you do is, your setup may not look like this because these small 8 millimeter bolts that come in here from the factory, they get rusted out. And so with these, what one of my buddies did is just, they were rusted out and they broke, and I drilled a hole in there. And what one of my buddies did is just welded some studs in there for me with the bigger bolt, 7/16 nut on it. And so that way I don't have to worry about it getting rusted out in there or breaking off again. And then once you put it back on, because this exhaust gets so hot, whenever you do put it back on, if you were to do something like this, a setup like this, you want to make sure you put anti-seize on it, because this exhaust gets extremely hot, right? But this is where you start at. If you get service deaf C dealer, you want to start with this deaf injector, because sometimes these things, they crystallize and they prevent death from flowing, and then you'll notice your tank probably stays full longer than normal as well. But this is how you take this off. You loosen those bolts, and you squeeze these two tabs here, pop off the def injector. Can't really show it right here. Unplug it here. That tab on that plug goes up like that, and then you just press it down and loosen. I can't do it with backwards like that, but that's it. And then you just unplug the injector nozzle. Once those bolts are loosened, you're going to take that injector off, and once you take it off, you may see some crystallizations in there. So let me get it off. I took the injector off. Look at it, clogged up, crystallized. Inside is clear, but it's clogged up around the nozzle. So check this out. Let me turn the light on. All right. Get the camera all the way up there. See, look at it, crystallized. So I can't just put a new one on there like that. I've got to go remove this. There we go. Clean this out. This is just a pick, and I probably need 2 hands so I can. It's all around there. Around there is clogged. Clean around there good. And then on the inside of there, just clean that up. And I'll clean that up real good, wipe that up real good, and then I'll put a new injector on there. There's a way to clean these injectors. I've heard some people clean their injectors, but I'm not sure. I've never cleaned mine. This one actually still has warranty on it, so my guy at the dealer, he's just going to warranty this one out for me. But this is how this is where you start when you have one of those codes and you see some of the gasket is stuck in there. So I'm going to have to clean that gasket off from around there before I put the new one on. You can barely see it, but it's a gasket on there. It's right there. It's kind of stuck on there, so you got to clean that off before you put the new one on. Yep, it's coming off though. Look at it coming off. Yep. So anyway, get a new one, hook it back up, and the message should go away on its own. If not, you may need to clear it with your computer and then drive it for a while, and it should not come back. If it comes back, then you know you probably need to service the pump, change the pump out as well if you haven't ever changed a pump before. But if the pump is good, this should solve your issue if you had that message. Got the new filter, brand new filter. And the dealer is getting aftermarket parts too. They're not getting Mopar parts no more. They say they're backed up on stuff, so everybody's doing some weird stuff with these parts and things. But they just gave me this. They warrantied out my old injector. But this is how the new one looks. However, if you see the old one where because my bolts that I had welded on where my Duff injector sits, it's a little off center from these two bolts here. So I can get this side on. This side is a little, needs to be a little widened. So I'm just going to take the drill bit and just open up that hole just a slight bit more. And then I'll put it on. So I tried to drill a hole, make this hole bigger, and it keeps slipping. And I don't have a vise. So rather than going to pick up a vise right quick, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bolt this thing down right here. I'm going to bolt it down right there, and then maybe put another bolt right there so it won't move this time. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Bolt it to this piece of wood. Now, this area, remember where the gasket was left on there? I've already scraped that off. And if it gets a little hard, I'm doing this with everything on the truck. But if you had to take this off the truck, you could access it easier. But it's just simple to do it when it's on the truck and the exhaust is cool. But I've already scraped this gasket off here. It was hard, so what I did was I sprayed some WD-40 while it was sitting, while I went to go get the new sensor and the new injector. And then when I came back and started scraping it, it just easily scraped off with a little small punch chisel. And so I've already drilled my hole inside of this. So I'm gonna check it to make sure that I made it big enough. I think I did. Do this with the camera. I think I made it big enough. But nothing beats a failure but a trier. I'm gonna move that light. So here it is. Yep. So I did drill the hole big enough. I think I can turn this light off now and just use the light that's on the camera. Yeah, so I just went up 5/16 on the hole, and that's it. And that's to accommodate, because this is not how it came from the dealer. But at least I don't have to worry about these bolts rusting in there anymore. And then this filter comes with the gasket already pre-installed. I'm just gonna sit it back on there like that, and then I'll tighten down my stuff. And then I didn't clear any codes. I had a C dealer code as well, so I didn't clear it, because sometimes when you have a code pop up like that dealing with the DEF system, if you just correct the issue, you'll see the code go away as soon as you restart. Like if you correct it before you restart it, you'll see the code automatically go away. But however, I'm still going to put the computer on it, but I didn't clear anything. But yeah, so all I'm going to do is just bolt this back down, and that should take care of everything. Okay, so now I'm switching it on, and I haven't cleared any codes or anything. We want to see if that engine light blinks, and it's going to blink. Okay, so it blinked about 10 times. That means there's no codes in the system. So, and I never cleared anything out. So the def injector was clogged. So when you get the message, if you ever get a message, service def C dealer, the first thing you want to do is not panic. I know some people say, oh, I'm so tired of that system or whatever, but you don't want to panic. You just want to go and look at your def injector. Once you look at the def injector, you may see some clog around there. Take it off when the exhaust is cool, and if you see clog, clean it out. Some people say they just clear the clog and put the injector back on, and it works for them. But in this case, I had warranty on my injector, so it didn't cost me nothing to just go ahead and go get another one. But the message is gone. So if you have a computer and you have it with you and you ever drive along and it says going into limp mode, you can put your computer on and clear that message off, and it'll reset you so you won't get stranded on the road wherever you are. But as simple as that, once you start replacing stuff and you learn how things work, how long they last eventually, then you won't have to be afraid of the deaf system, because again, it is illegal to tamper with the emission system, even though sometimes some people say it can be a pain in the butt compared to how the old diesel systems work. Well, this is what they've come up with to limit the amount of bad air that we breathe, and to help out the environment. So this is just something that you got to stay in compliance with, because if you ever get caught with that stuff deleted off of your truck, even though you bought the truck, I know some people argue and say, well, it's my truck. Well, even though you bought it, you still tampered with an emission system, and you have a vehicle that's registered to drive in this United States, and you're going against federal laws for how that vehicle is equipped. If you don't want that DEF system, then get a you don't have to get a diesel. You can get a gas truck, or find an older model instead of buying a new model. But if you're going to buy a new model, you might as well learn how the system work and not be afraid of it. That's just my little 2 cents. I hope that helps somebody. God bless you. Have a blessed day.